Good morning, guys. Welcome to your first e-learning day in fourth grade. I'm going to briefly give you all of the steps of what you are going to do today. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and come back to this video to watch if you're not sure how to complete something. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is to complete your Thursday bell work. You should have taken this home yesterday. Yes, you have to complete the front side and the back side. The front side, you're going to use your jingle. There are 7 subject pronouns that are easy as can be to fill in all 7 subject pronouns, all of your possessives, and then all of your object pronouns. We have done this numerous times in the past. You should be almost a pro at it by now. Down at the bottom are your 2 sentences to label today. The first one, there's nothing tricky. Make sure you remember that we comes from the chart. So it is not an SN, but instead and then you should be able to fill that one in. Don't forget your parentheses. To and late get the same label. They tell me how I did it, when I did it, where I did it. Then you need parentheses for the costume contest, and then parentheses for at our school. And our comes from the chart. How do I label it if it's inside the chart? The second sentence, that is the tricky one. Look at the crazy costumes in the gym. So you can do the parentheses for at the crazy costumes, and then you can do the parentheses for in the gym. But this is like what we talked about on Monday. Who are they talking about? You have to add a word to the beginning of that sentence. If it's a command statement, who are they talking about? Who is looking at the crazy costumes? I could point to my finger and say it is, and make sure you fill in that subject pronoun there. If you're not sure, email me and I can help you fill in those blanks. The next activity that you are going to complete, along with that bell ringer paper that you have, you should have also taken home a story, a front and back, source number 1, source number 2. You are going to read those stories, and then you're going to answer 3 questions on this Google presentation over those 2 stories. Now you have 2 choices. You can either read it yourself, source 1, source 2, or you can click this video and listen to me read it to you. Okay, I'm going to read to you the 2 stories. You can follow along on your paper. So you have that option as well if you choose to do that, or you can just read it yourself. All right. Once I get done reading the 2 stories, source number 1 and source number 2, I'm supposed to come back here to answer my 3 questions. Question number 1 asks you to complete the chart by placing an X to show the source that each of these details come from. So here are the details, and here are the sources. I've set up all the font for you. Please don't change the size. Please don't change the color. Please don't change the style of the font. Everything in here is set up for you to be successful. So for example, if I think that pulses of electricity can help in finding food, if I think that that came from the first story, I will place an X inside this box. If I say that senses help animals communicate, I'll put an X inside this box, and so forth. Each source is only used one time. So for example, this could never be an answer. Each one is only used once. This could never be an answer. Once I've used the source, then that column is taken away. So do all the ones that you know first, then go back and do all the ones that you're unsure about. Question number 2 is just a simple race method question. It asks you the question and to provide details from each of the stories. Which detail from the source supports the sentence? Use 1 detail from source number 1 and 1 detail from source number 2. Please make sure you identify which source you are talking about inside your answer. So restate, give your answer, use because, And then when you go to use your details, say in source number 1, something, 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 something. In source number 2, something, 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 something. Email me if you have questions over that. Story or question number 3 is set up the exact same way, giving one detail from each of the stories. When I finish that, you are going to complete your silent reading for the day. You have 30 minutes. You are going to either choose a book, because we went to the library yesterday, so you can choose your library book, or you can do silent reading on Epic. Please make sure you choose a 4th grade appropriate book. We're not doing any of those crazy fact books. We are reading an actual 4th grade book. You can listen to it as an audiobook. You can read it yourself. I don't care if you do a graphic novel, that's fine, but you're choosing an actual 4th grade appropriate level book, and you are going to read for 30 minutes. Once you have chosen the book that you'd like, you're going to come back here and push play. When you push play, this timer will start to count down. When it gets to 0, then you are finished and you need to come back to this Google presentation to complete your last activity for the day. You will be reading the entire time, that full 30 minutes. So if I'm on Epic and I choose a book and it only has 25 pages, first of all, we have this conversation that might not be a 4th grade appropriate book. But even if that's the choice that you make, please understand that you are still reading for 30 minutes. So I may have completed that book, but you still need to find something else to read for the last part of your time. You are reading the whole time. Even if you finish that book, you need to make another selection. Email me if you have questions on if this book is appropriate or what you're supposed to do. Okay, so once I have finished my 30 minutes of reading, now that this time is up, you are going to go onto Flipgrid, which is an app that you have on your iPad. You're going to type in the Flipgrid code, which is right here in red on the screen, and you are going to give me a summary of what you have just read. You get 1 minute and 30 seconds to sum up everything that happened inside the book that you read for 30 minutes. Now, here are some questions. If you're unsure how to do a summary, you are going to tell me who is the main character? What did the character do inside the story? Was there a problem? How did the character solve the problem? Things like that. If you can't give me that type of answer, then you need to go back and redo the 30 minutes because you didn't pick a book that would fit those requirements. If you choose not to do a Flipgrid, if you don't like that option, you can type out your summary on the last slide, but please make sure you know it has to be at least 6 sentences long. 6 sentences or more to be considered a complete answer. If you don't want to type, you know that you can do the video on Flipgrid. All right, that's all that I have for you today. If you get stuck, if you need help with anything, here's my email address. It is on slide number 2. Feel free to email me throughout the day things that you need help with if you're unsure about something or how to complete a task. It is better for you to take a screenshot and email me the screenshot so I can see exactly what you are struggling with, to be able to help you a lot easier and give you more directions and guidance. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck today, guys.